What proportion of crypto scams are perpetrated by the US government? I'll give you a clue. It's not zero.
It's a scam.
It's a scam.
And this is just one of the perplexing things that we learned from Operation Token Mirror, the FBI's recently disclosed foray into the very bottom rungs of the shitcoin market. Stay tuned to find out what the feds are doing in the trenches, who they've busted, and what this strange episode means for crypto. The US Department of Justice recently announced its first ever charges for fraud and manipulation in the crypto markets. 18 individuals and entities across the US, UK, and Portugal, including the heads of 4 crypto trading firms, 4 crypto market makers, and their employees, have been charged. They stand accused of wash trading up to 60 different cryptos and orchestrating pump and dump schemes. The charges paint a pitiful picture of defendants both wash trading their own tokens in-house and also hiring market makers to do even more wash trading, all on some godforsaken Tier 13 exchanges and apparently to little effect. Now, before we get into the gory details of these cases, let's look at the nature of the alleged market manipulation. Of course, we all know what a pump and dump is. It's your classic Burj Khalifa candlestick pattern. Dumpsters get rich, retailers get wrecked, bada bing bada boom, we've all been there. Wash trading, on the other hand, is a little less in your face. If you're not sure what it is, how it works, or why you should care about it, we have the perfect video for you over here. Now, isn't it funny how we dropped this masterclass on crypto market manipulation and then 2 days later the FBI shows up acting like an expert? Coincidence? All right, the DOJ said the cases were referred to prosecution by the SEC over 2 years ago, but hey, let's not get bogged down in the details. Anyway, wash trading. Here's the short version. Trading volume is supposed to be a barometer of market interest. The more trading volume a crypto has, the more people will want to trade it, and of course the opposite is also true. Nobody wants to trade a crypto if they think nobody else is trading it. As such, project insiders have every reason to artificially inflate their crypto's trading volume by setting up bots that trade with themselves. The bot swaps some ETH, SOL, or whatever to buy the shitcoin, and then swaps back, rinse, and repeat. No money is made or lost, but you generate trading in an attempt to lure unsuspecting market participants to buy in. As a form of market manipulation, wash trading is illegal in most financial markets. It's also rampant in crypto, being perpetrated by everyone from token issuers to market makers and even centralized exchanges. If you regularly use decentralized exchanges, you'll be all too familiar with wash trading and pump and dump schemes. But what you might not have seen before is the seedy insides of the companies perpetrating them. They're just as crooked as crypto's most notorious villains like Sam Bankman-Fried, Alex Schmiscinski, and co. But what sets our small fry apart is that they aren't cunning, clever, or competent enough to succeed in their criminal careers. Nobody's ever heard of the defendants or their cryptos because they are a bunch of fruitcakes who risked getting busted by the feds, in some cases just to scrape together a few ETH. Sad. One of the stars to emerge from the US government's many criminal cases is VFAM, the gigabrain behind the Robo Inu token. Before pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit market manipulation and wire fraud, Fam could be found on X, imploring her followers to, quote, "Buy Robo Inu and retire. I can guarantee you that you will never regret walking down this journey with me." She invited her audience to, quote, "Come and support us, #Robo Inu. Promise you will get rich." When that didn't work, she shared some words of tough love. Quote, "Getting rich in crypto isn't happened by chance. It's a rare opportunity. Now you want to miss Robo Inu? You deserve to be poor." Behind the scenes, Fam lamented the market's unsatisfactory response to Robo Inu's marketing efforts, which she said had cost $250,000. She made comments to this effect in a private Telegram group with her Robo Inu project colleagues and employees of the market maker Gotbit, whose wash trading services she proceeded to solicit. FAM instructed Gotbit to, quote, increase the volume slowly on Bitmart in order to, quote, attract people to the token. Gotbit acknowledged her request and used trading bots to wash trade Robo Inu. Sadly, the market response to Robo Inu's newfound volume was also unsatisfactory. Gotbit employees repeatedly advised the Robo Inu team that almost all of the token's trading volume was generated by Gotbit. Nonetheless, Robo Inu and Gotbit persevered and coordinated artificial spikes in volume to coincide with bullish catalysts like FAM doing Twitter Spaces. One day, FAM again instructed Gotbit to slowly increase Robo Inu's trading volume to give the appearance of a natural trading activity. Gotbit's response was to increase volume by a factor of 15, from below $100,000 to more than 1.4 million. One of the challenges faced by FAM and Gotbit was how to also maintain their desired trading volume on Uniswap without having to pay too much in gas fees. To accomplish this, they reduced the number of trades made by the wash trading bots and instead made a smaller number of trades of greater size. This resulted in wild swings in the price of Robo Inu on Uniswap, much to everyone's distress. FAM discussed this dilemma with a Gotbit employee identified as Vladislav Trader. She noted, quote, the purpose of this is to attract people to the tokens. As we have marketing and things like that ongoing, due to the low volume, it may turn people away. Sad emoji. Vladislav Trader advised her, quote, most of pretty big projects don't have too high volume on Uniswap, and it's normal. Now we have good volume, but our chart looks repulsive.
Hey man, hey, what do you do for a living?
Me? I'm a crypto YouTuber. Yeah, it's pretty fun job actually. See ya.
What about you? What do you do for a living?
Oh, me, man. I checked the Coinbureau deals page. It's got sign-up bonuses of up to $100,000 and trading fee discounts, but I mean huge trading fee discounts and exclusive altcoin alpha in their subscription service. Check it out.
Another thing we learned about from the charges is the cutthroat competition between market makers. It turns out that crypto market making is a competitive field where only the slimiest survive. And one of the companies charged by federal prosecutors is MyTrade, a market maker who took this competition very seriously. MyTrade founder Liu Zhao, who describes himself as a, quote, mastermind, boasted in a Medium article that his company, quote, has the highest client retention rate among all market makers. He later posted on X, quote, MyTrade MM is becoming the last market maker of all of our clients. Lots of projects switch in, no client is switching out to another market maker. MyTrade went above and beyond to market its services, sending clients private video presentations about the, quote, natural, real-looking wash trades that it offers. Zhao explained to crypto founders and exchanges how MyTrade is superior to Gotbit and CLS Global, another market maker facing federal charges. Those market makers, he said, quote, keep clients in the dark and control the pump and dump, meaning that they can do inside trading at their clients' expense. By contrast, MyTrade protects its clients from these shady practices. Zhao says he will not only coordinate pump and dumps with you, but also, quote, train you in the tactics of how to do pump and dumps, and you can do it in-house. As a result of this premium service, he said clients were leaving Gotbit and CLS Global, quote, every day to work with MyTrade instead. Bitmart, for example, made MyTrade its exclusive market maker. Ladies and gentlemen, the market has spoken. Now, we're not going to be shedding any tears if anyone named in these lawsuits is convicted of any crime. It's slimy companies and practices like these that have convinced many that crypto is one big scam. We say good riddance, and we hope the state will spend more time going after actual fraud and less time harassing, say, Uniswap or MetaMask. But, and there's a big but, while we condemn the alleged crimes, we're also disturbed by the methods used by the authorities to expose them. The cases brought by the DOJ and the SEC are the fruits of an FBI sting operation whose methods also appear to involve committing crimes. The corny-sounding Operation Token Mirrors involved the FBI setting up a fake crypto project, which it called NextFund AI. Somehow, they even managed to make it sound like a fake project made by law enforcement, but apparently it worked. And you do have to hand it to them. I mean, aside from the name, NextFund AI is indistinguishable from any other vaporware AI LARP you can find on DeckScreener. The website is complete with typos, buttons and links that don't work, and utter drivel like, quote, "Join us in this transformative journey where trust, innovation, and positive impact converge for a brighter tomorrow." To be frank, it's pretty disturbing that they know us so well. And then there was the NextFund AI token. All complaints filed by the SEC that make reference to NextFund AI allege that it was a security. For example, in the SEC's complaint against CLS Global, quote, "Beginning in or about May 2024, NextFund AI was offered and sold to the public as a security." It's pretty clear that NextFund AI was specifically designed to be a security under the investment contract definition per the Howey test. And if you're new here, the Howey test is the legal yardstick used to determine the security or non-security status of a financial instrument. To be a security, an instrument must satisfy all of the Howey test's 4 criteria, namely that there is an investment of money made in a common enterprise with the reasonable expectations of profits resulting from the efforts of others. Of course, in the SEC's view, almost all cryptos are securities. They have to be. Otherwise, the SEC would have no business trying to regulate them. And this is also the reason why the government went out of its way to make sure that NextFund AI was unambiguously a security. When the DOJ goes after crypto firms, it often charges them with wire fraud because this allows the prosecution to avoid having to argue whether or not the cryptos involved are securities. This time, prosecutors wanted to bring charges of market manipulation, which is a security-specific offense in the US. Hence, NextFund AI had to be a security. Looking through NextFund AI's website, it's clear that all 4 boxes of the Howey test were ticked. The website describes NextFund AI as a project with an experienced development team looking for early-stage AI cryptos to invest in. The team proposes to invest in these projects using the proceeds from the sales of the NextFund AI tokens. Holders of the NextFund AI token would be entitled to a share of any profits generated by these investments. Token buyers were investing in a common enterprise such that each of their financial fortunes, including the realization of future profits, were inextricably tied together. NextFund AI's promotional materials led investors to reasonably expect that they would profit from their NextFund AI investments based on the entrepreneurial and managerial efforts of others, including the project team. All right, it's a security, so why should we care? Well, the problem is NextFund AI was never registered as a security in the SEC's database. This means that the FBI created a company that sold an unregistered security, which is a federal crime. It's conceivable that the government could take the position that NextFund AI is exempt from registration requirements under Section 3A2 of the Securities Act of 1933. This exemption applies to securities issued or guaranteed by the US government or any of its agencies. However, NextFund AI is not a security issued by or guaranteed by the US. It was issued by NextFund AI, a private company set up by employees of the FBI. Section 3A2 also gives exemption to securities issued by a person acting on behalf of the US government pursuant to authority granted by Congress. In other words, NextFund AI would need to be authorized by Congress in order to qualify for an exemption from federal securities laws. This begs the question: was the FBI acting pursuant to authority granted by the US Congress? If not, then the FBI defrauded the investing public by offering an unregistered security, and the SEC should probably investigate this. Except this whole operation was coordinated by the SEC, DOJ, and FBI working together. Well, that's awkward. Now, aside from not registering NextFund AI as a security, the FBI also rugged everyone who bought it on Uniswap. They disabled trading, pulled all of the token's liquidity, and made about $14,000 profit in the process. This is plain old wire fraud, but don't hold your breath for the DOJ to do anything about it. If you go to the FBI's website, they actually have a form for anyone who bought or sold their token to fill out, but there is no mention of restitution whatsoever. Just when you thought this cycle couldn't get any more unhinged, the feds are in the trenches and they are the ones doing the rugging. The FBI also has been accused of copyright infringement in the NextFund AI smart contract. Specifically, part of OpenZeppelin's libraries, which are widely used in the creation of secure smart contracts, appear to have been copied and pasted into the NextFund AI smart contract. The OpenZeppelin libraries are governed by the legally binding MIT license, which allows for distribution, modification, and free use, provided the original licensing terms are maintained. The terms require that any substantial use or modification of the code include the original license. Looking on Etherscan, though, anyone can see that the FBI's smart contract code appears to be unlicensed and does not include the required license attribution in breach of copyright law. One vigilant ex-user spotted this and reassured the community. Quote, "I've alerted the FBI to take the necessary steps against the FBI." Now, if the FBI cares to do so, this should be an easy fix. They can just amend the code to include the required license notice. Then we could all put this in the past and just focus on the FBI committed securities fraud and wire fraud instead. If the FBI does not amend the code, then OpenZeppelin would be well within its rights to pursue legal action for copyright infringement. The only problem is, in order to sue the FBI, OpenZeppelin would first have to get the FBI's permission to do so, because the agency enjoys sovereign immunity. Must be nice. Lastly, there is the matter of entrapment. It's possible that defense lawyers will seek to have charges related to NextFund AI thrown out by arguing that the FBI induced their clients to commit a crime. If the defense could prove this, it would make the FBI guilty of unlawful entrapment, although we should point out that entrapment itself is not a crime. In the US, cops can entrap you all day, and the best you can hope for is to prove it in court and have the charges thrown out. The problem in this case is that the entrapment only applies to crimes that the defendant would not otherwise have committed. For example, if the defendant didn't show any prior interest in committing the crime and law enforcement had to persuade them to do so, this would be a valid entrapment defense if the court could be persuaded. Now trust me, we've read the documents, and in each case the defendants appear extremely interested in committing crimes. They actively promoted illegal services to the FBI. Even if NextFund AI was completely removed from the picture, the feds allege that some of these defendants were committing the same crimes with up to 60 other cryptos. As such, we think it's safe to say that an entrapment argument would be laughed out of court, and this is probably why many of the defendants have already pleaded guilty. When the feds want to get you, well, they're going to get you. As a fun fact, according to Pew Research Center, only 2.3% of defendants charged with a federal crime make it to trial. Just 0.4% of defendants go to trial and are acquitted, and the other 1.9%, well, found guilty. So it's not looking good, bruv, for our defendants. But what does this mean for the rest of us? According to the head of the FBI's Boston division, the agency's creation of NextFund AI was a, quote, unprecedented step taken to identify, disrupt, and bring these alleged fraudsters to justice. You can't help but wonder, is it unprecedented? NextFund AI is the first time that an operation like this has been publicly disclosed. If law enforcement have ever tried this before, they must not have been successful, because otherwise the operation would have been revealed in a criminal complaint. Right? We don't have any evidence that cop coins existed before now. Of course, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. So maybe it's been the CIA rugging us on pump.fun all year. Who knows? Anyway, we think the more important question to ask is what we can expect from cops in the future. The US government clearly thinks this operation was ingenious and a great success. Now give me one reason why they wouldn't do this again, or why any other government wouldn't try the same thing. And until the next time charges are unsealed, how would we know if they have already got more cryptos on the market? For all you know, you could be hodling a cop coin right now. I guess it's nice to have slightly fewer scammers in crypto now, but at what cost? The US government can now sell you unregistered securities and rug you, and apparently there is nothing you can do about it. Next Fund AI might be the first, but it probably won't be the last. We had better stay vigilant. Alright folks, that's enough for one video. Now let us know what you think about cops making their own cryptos in the comments. And if you got something out of this video, drop us a like and make sure you're subscribed and put on your notification bell as well to make sure you're alerted for our next upload. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you the next time. This is Nick, over and out.